Good evening, Randomania. We're here for a little bit more Final Fantasy IV Free Enterprise. I'm Nightdew. Alongside me tonight is Pixel Tamer. How you doing tonight?
So far, so good. Got a bit of a long weekend to look forward to. How are you?
Absolutely. I mean, my days off are ending today, but that doesn't mean we can't enjoy this race here right now. What we have here tonight is the final match of the Gilgamesh group. We have beernerd1 with a 2-0 record, looking to punch that ticket into the table stage. We've got Zyrak at 1-1, looking to want to get into that already crowded and very competitive Magna group here. But gonna be a rather interesting race here already.
Yeah, we've got an interesting set of objectives and a pretty decent starting character.
That is a Kane there. Just to kind of provide a little bit more here on our runners here. Zyrak, I have seen many times here in the previous Zima zones, has been around a while. beernerd, a little bit of a newer entry to the Free Enterprise scene here, but has actually, back in the Fabul Gauntlet, did provide us with, did get to brackets and provide us with an upset of some guy called Dusty Griff, who I hear is pretty good at this game.
I don't know. I haven't heard too much about him.
Anyways, we did roll up Kane a rather interesting set of objectives here. They're all over. We're possibly going to the moon for that Crystal Sword Altar. We're going to Dwarf Castle, hopefully. I really like that Dwarf Castle check.
Dwarf Castle's been great on these flags.
And we've got potential music.
Yeah, I really like the Dwarf Castle play in this flag set. You get the 2 key item checks thanks to the warp glitch, you get the character, and although the cutscenes can be a bit of a pain, it's still a decent check when you consider that warp glitch is on.
Yeah, it's kind of one of those places where if you know you can take it, it is 2 bosses, it is a little bit of time in there. It's also your first little kind of serious infusion of experience if you didn't have to go the hook route, although usually we're kind of hoping we're have to force our runners through said hook route, so who knows with that. Maybe one day we'll get the whole, they get a Darkness Crystal and just decide to skip the Underground entirely.
Well, Underground is going to be required in some capacity tonight because we've got 2 objectives down there.
Absolutely, yes. Always forget the Forge there. Yes, they are going to have to go Underground sometime. I just like a good early moon play. But we should be starting here in just any minute now here. See who our second character is. This Kane. A Baron Castle boss and a free item any minute now.
While we're waiting, what's your favorite part of the tournament, Vince?
That's definitely been kind of interesting. You know, you have done the Dwarf Castle there, but just with the free characters actually being on has made party composition rather interesting. And actually, we're off to start here. Kane gets a Rosa, quite powerful start. Some Moon Boss and an immediate hook, so those prayers are answered.
Yeah, we've definitely got a strong starting party. Find Kane a decent weapon, and you'll be set for a fair amount of time.
Yeah, absolutely. And the other part of this is just kind of been, to answer kind of the earlier question, just honestly been the, we've got kind of used in the Fabul Gauntlet and Xenozone 2 to seeing a ton of Cecil, and now everybody with the agility going back to normal with him in the agility slot have definitely turned a lot of runners off on them there.
That's right. A lot of the wisdom going around has been having 0 Cecils or 2.
Yeah. And immediately, Divergence, character checks in Mysidia, loot and character checks in the Watery Pass here. We get a second Kane. And Sid.
And a second Rosa in Water Pass. That's not bad at all.
Yeah, barring a Tella or a low-level somebody else, Sid is actually one of my favorite pickups here. Not a very strong agility growth, can get a Dwarf Axe. Dwarf Axe and a Curse Ring can take Sid down to those agilities you really want. Do get a Moon Veil also in the Waterfall from Zyrak there.
Yeah, Moonveil, one of those most powerful consumable items in the game, with that handy-dandy barrier status.
Absolutely. One free physical boss that pretty much reads there. Not much in the way of weapons or armor here. Gonna be quite a bit more looting, I've had to guess.
Yeah, weapons definitely going to be the early bottleneck between 2 Canes and a Sid.
Speaking of Kane, I'm guessing these seeds seem to like having one character on repeat. In the Kaipo bed, we find another Kane, so it might be Kane this time around.
Is it Kane percent?
It may be Kane percent. 5 Kanes win the seed, right?
I mean, 3 Canes, 2 Roses is a perfectly good endgame party as long as you can get the weapons to support it.
Sounds good to me.
Get those White Spears, get at least one Avenger so you can glitch them out, and Threemus will probably not take too long to go down.
Yeah, but we're all kind of hungry for those weapons there. We do have a Sid hanging around here still. Could be great as an anchor, and though, be fair, he and Kane are also fighting over those axes, so... The loot has been a little sparse, however, and that is one of the functions of our seed. If you've been watching some of these seeds already, you do know that T-Sparse 60 is on, so 4 out of every 10 chests come pre-looted.
Yeah, the T-Wildish makes that a little less painful since you're going to find generally pretty good quality of loot once you get to the right spots.
So we have a little Rydia showing up at the top of Damcian. Zyrak did not check Mysidia yet, so we'll add the summoner to his party. Probably going to give us a Hops Flag check at that point as well, if I had to guess.
Probably. That free summon could be very useful, or not so useful, depending on what you find. Looks like we're getting a check on the waterfall boss.
Now, I'm not sure what I saw there. That almost looked like the Queen of Evelyn, if I had to guess.
That's what I was thinking too. So, giving up on free fight. Our free summon looks to be Asura.
That's a good summon to hit. And beernerd tosses out the Sid to make room for that Rydia. Might be thinking anchor as well there. Actually, one thing, if you do roll Asura there, Asura will not immediately melt the ice, but if you zone out and zone back in, the path will be clear.
I did not know the path would be cleared for you. I just assumed the ice was there forever.
We got Baigen on top of the mountain with a, that's a Palom, that's a Quake Kid.
Yeah, that's a Quake Kid, that's the better Black Mage.
Now they did find a Boreas out in the Damcian Treasury. Team Ogreax is happy as there is one in Antlion. And actually, that's a perfectly good weapon for one of Arcane.
Yeah, especially if they ended up having to do certain trap chest grinds on their way down the hook route.
That said, this party without a Sid there, oh my, Stardust Rod in.
That's spicy.
That's extremely spicy, knowing we've got 2 Black Mages available right there. I don't know if Zyrak actually found a lot of offense here. Might have to throw that item to get by this Baigen here, but Baigen just doesn't play around, period. Yeah, there goes the Boreas. Rolled a little bit low, but should at least get this. I believe it's only 1,200 hit points here.
Something like that. And we've got dolls at the Antlion spot, which is going to be absolutely free with those Stardust Rods.
Yeah, Stardust Rods did throw the Boreas there. Also absolutely free with that. But we'll get some well-needed hit points on those roses and, well, everybody, honestly. Just a glass hat, I might say that, or I might have said earlier, but that glass hat is actually very good for any frontliner, backline heavy armor wear. It's one of the things I actually kind of like. If I'm gonna take a Cecil and plug him in the back row, that glass hat makes him almost untouchable.
Oh yeah, very high physical defense, but its magic defense is utterly lacking. But we're through that Baigan fight at a heavy cost.
Yeah, did earn the Palom over it, but did earn some XP, has no exits, is not going to check the... And yeah, that's definitely King Queen Evelyn at the waterfall confirmed there. Does look like beernerd's just gonna skip straight out on the Hobbs check there. Is not gonna get the Quake Kid because of it, but Stardust Rod Rydia is not a terrible prize either. Also learns Warp much earlier in case you do go to that Dwarf Castle check early here. It is gonna go straight to Fabul here. I'm kind of on team go do Fabul anyways because it's got a lot of XP for this fight coming in here.
And like, Palom gets the powerful offensive magic early, but Rydia does get that utility. And we've got a water hag.
You love to see it, you hate to see it here, unfortunately.
And water hag does not like that Rydia.
That's just mean. But yeah, we are losing a couple of the... Well, we're losing a freebie boss early. We lost King Queen Evelyn. We're losing Water Hag here. But we did also lose Baigan, so, I mean, that's... I think Baigan's kind of up there on sleeper bosses you just never want to run into at a rude spot.
Yeah, Baigan can be real rude in the right place. I am curious when those three mages are going to end up in the back row for beernerd and just have the two Canes in the front. But I guess on the overworld, Cane's higher agility can be useful.
Absolutely. Got a Luca key, which is probably almost the most useless key item in the group stage right now, unless you really have to go clear that objective there. So honestly, we're just kind of retracing each other's steps here. Are going to get the first checks in the shop here. Vampires, Silkwebs, Starveils. That's a fairly loaded Fabul shop there, and the glass hat was sold, but I kind of get it here because that's a rather spicy shop, and there wasn't
up on everything.
Yeah, there weren't exactly much in the way of funds to buy much there. Mute Dagger, Poison Axes, yeah, that's, yeah, they may do with what they have, but the money just really hasn't been there.
Yeah, the loot has not been kind, apart from that amazing find of the Stardust Rod.
Yeah, I've come to find I really don't like selling. There's our life potions and Thor Rages over in Silvera here. beernerd about spends himself out of cash, but if there's one thing I'm always looking for on the overworld, even with the starter kit, you kind of run out of life potions pretty quick, even with that starter kit there.
Buying another 10 or 20 is just that useful buffer. And it looks like we're about to see a check on.
Check on which moon boss is guarding that Eddie here. Beernerd going up to ordeals, that's just play. Honestly, right here, even with play going first, if I want to see a Wyvern, I want to see him in a 400 hit point slot there. And we're going to get another possible Sid that gets immediately tossed to the side.
Yeah, and I hadn't quite realized just how heavy Zyrak was going on the mages.
Oh yeah, I did not notice we are down to a single Kain and 4 mages. Probably hoping to see a Darkness Crystal sooner rather than later. That's, I mean, still no Tella, so there's no slingshot just yet, but you pack that many mages, oh my, that's Golbez, everybody.
Get your ha-ha-has.
Now, the thing is, we did start with the hook. So technically, Magna Key still could be behind Mr. Ha-Ha-Ha right here.
Nice timing on that jump to get Kain some protection. The whole Shadow Dragon.
Yeah, it's a really thin window still if he lands, because he still might be here for the unfortunate part of the Shadow Dragon demolishing everybody. And yep, there he is. It's a real tight window on keeping him out of demolish range there.
We've got Karate Man over on Beernerd's side.
Yep. Kain, however, does remain standing, which means he'll be able to throw up a Star Veil with impunity, so should be able to get past this Golbez fight fairly easily. I can't remember actually the magic power on this slot right here.
I don't think it's super high, but it's still probably going to wipe out that 200 hit point Rosa.
Yeah. Ooh, not high at all. That 151 point virus would have just got the Rosa, barely. Also, I know somebody else rolled this seed, but that's some Dathis right over there on Beernerd's side. That's a very familiar deep ravine here. Ooh, that Star Veil did run out.
Oh no.
Can he get another? It did get another one before, so is fine. Should have enough time between this other Star Veil. You just don't really get sometimes just how slow the second fight of the Baronin is, and how many ticks run off of those Star Veils between turns. Unfortunately.
Yeah, there's something like 5,000 hit points at this spot.
4,000, yes. Throwing a Cure 2 here. Meanwhile, same thing over there, only Rose is casting the Cure 2s, taking out the undead Mylon Z with relative ease here. And down goes Golbez as well. Zyrak is through, will maybe pick up a Bard. I'm pretty sure he's going in the bin, but
I'd be surprised if the Bard came along for the ride.
Oh, that is a spicy Earth Crystal, however. We might get rate that treasury early this seed. Eddie into the bin. Earth Crystal acquired. And package over on Beernerd's side. Probably not so happy to see that. Leviathan, not really going to be a threat here, but if I'm Zyrak, and the quality of the loot that's been in this seed right now, I am taking the first airship to Troya right now.
I completely agree with that.
Well, there it is. The Baron item shop sells one thing and one thing alone. If you are on hashtag GiveKaneMP, there's where your solo drops are. We do have pretty much... Zyrak is going to make the Mysidia character checks. Find yet another Kane. And that Sid. Not sure if he's going to take either of them. Chat calling for the loot. Zyrak resetting, not taking either one of them.
Could be leaving them for later in case of agility shenanigans.
True. That Sid is a wonderful anchor. Cabins in Mysidia, that's a decent find.
Yeah, but a little bit less popular with the vanilla agility than previous events, I've noticed.
Yeah. However, with all this divergence our runners have taken here, we know that unless our runners decide to take a trip up the Tower of Zot, that we are locked into that hook route here, most likely.
Yeah, we could still have a vanilla D-Mist, but...
True.
Hook.
About to find that loaded full item shop as well here. Well, Beernerd is just about to get the bad news about a certain Dark Sorcerer hanging out behind this plague here. And then likely the good news about that party rock right behind him.
Yeah, Overworld's been interesting in kind of just how barren it's been.
Yeah, it's definitely kind of going to be interesting to see what they do from here. I admit I would be very interested in deciding to possibly chase that hook instead of going up the Tower of Zot.
Oh, we've got a spicy play from Beernerd. Putting status emblems in his own party to protect him from the whole gas.
Oh, absolutely. Got the silence in place. Will not get paralyzed. Gonna have free Star Veils coming up here.
How exactly does that work? Exactly.
It comes down to, as you said, it is status priority. I do not have the exact lists on it, but I do know that Paralyze is fairly far down on it, because I do know things like Piggy and such will take priority. As you see, Mute does. I'm pretty sure Mini does as well. But yeah, if you, Final Fantasy just doesn't like, this one just doesn't like stacking status elements sometimes, which is kind of odd when you get Bad Breath, but even then, like, even a Bad Breath will throw everything except for Paralyze on you, so go figure that one. Anyway, I did notice that there was a fire sword out there. Do not know if Beernerd's Cane is holding it to do with Golbez's elemental weakness, but it does have vampires, and those will work just as well, honestly.
That Kane's putting out decent damage, and the Star Veil's ought to help too.
Yep. Meanwhile, Zyrak has found his way over to Troya, and we are likely about to get a treasury check here. So if you're here, is there, is top what you want to find an Avenger?
Yeah, Avenger or a White Spear.
There's X-Cal, Dragoon Spear.
There's X-Cal and Dragoon Spear.
Sorcerer, another X-Cal, 2 X-Cals, a Dragoon Spear, a Sorcerer Robe, another Glass Hat. That was,
there was a coffin, too.
Yeah, that was some impressive loot going on there. Okay, you have 2 Excaliburs. You've completed Mount Ordeals. Actually, Zyrak has not been up Mount Ordeals now that I think about it. But if you find... Yeah, if you find Cecil on the road, do you pick up the Cecil?
Yeah, I like Cecil. I think if you can manage to get him to level 45, and not above that, he is pretty decent. And it looks like we're heading up Zot.
Yep. I mean, you could take him to 50, and a Dwarf Axe and a Ninja Hat will put him right back to that nice little 28 agility sweet spot you're referencing there. If you have those items. We've got a Vanilla Flame Dog here. Trying to pass the turn over to Palom. Looks like wants to ice 2 this, and...
Did you happen to see what the Mistcave boss was there?
No, I did. I was watching the other stream there, looking at that Flame Dog fight right before this happened here. Did not see the Mist Cave. Casual 4100 Ice 2. Antline, everybody is saying. Thank you very much, chat. Oh my, that's another Dragoon Spear, which is great news for beernerd, actually, as beernerd has kept 2 Canes. So beernerd does go up Zod and checks that. We'll have 2 Dragoon Lances to play with there.
Yeah, Kane's penultimate weapon, very nice. Especially if you're doing something like a Gold Dragon Grind.
Yeah, Zyrak actually has kept the option of taking another Cane open, as Masidia is still there with that other Cane sitting there, so could be good, could be sold for cash, as we do know those sell for quite a lot of money still. I missed the Bacchus wine in there too. You don't think about it, but these parties do have actually 2 roses apiece, so Berserk is not going to be a problem here.
First boss of Zod is coming up here.
That's a spicy evil wall. Beernerd's giving us the smaller treasury check here. Gets illusion, some cash, and 2 rune rings. Okay.
Rune rings are pretty decent. You can do endgame with those if you have to.
Yeah, that is chat's saying that's quite the unpleasant wall location. That's 9,000 hit points here at the Mega Sister slots. Getting the double slows out here. Might be bluffing Palom up. I would be sorely tempted here, again, with 2 roses in the party, to toss that Bacchus wine that you found in the treasury down onto Kane here. Especially with all the magic attacks, getting that gradual petrify here. Does have Asura in Rydia's back pocket as a emergency heal there.
Yeah, beernerd coming up Zod as well. I don't think he did the Flame Dog chest.
No, did not see the Flame Dog chest there. Is not going to get that second Dragoon Spear. Does have a second Dragoon, though. Go figure on that one. Does have a Fire Sword. Gonna upgrade that one there. Yeah, that, also making kind of a little bit of a...
Oh, that is
I'm trying to say... Yeah, that's troublesome there. We've got petrified black mages on Zyrak's screen over there. Yeah, they do have moon veils actually. But yeah, I guess you could just pop a moon veil and hold A on 1 Cane.
Yeah, it's not the most efficient strategy, but it could get it done.
The wall eventually falls off on a moon veil, but the barrier status never does.
And we see Bacchus being deployed on Zyrak's side.
Yep. beernerd actually has a slight amount higher levels on those roses. Both of those roses do actually have the heal / Asuna spell. So both of them are equipped. Actually, yeah, it does look like the roses on Zyrak's party may be just like 1 level short here.
Right, I think the difference is Pandora deals.
Yes. Though those canes are slightly higher level 2 here, and those jumps are doing just that little bit more work here.
Yeah, and one thing Zyrak could do if he was really worried about those counter petrifies is throw up a Starbale at one of his characters and then bounce the Ice 2s off of that.
True. It does look like the Pop in the Bacchus was the correct play there, as Kane is doing just fine now. And actually, I'd have to look that up there. I know Unicorn does remove Berserk. I cannot remember what else it does remove, actually. Beernerd has heal. I mean, Zyrak is gonna be rewarded in a little bit here with Palom picking up that Quake. Beernerd never did go to Mount Hob for that Quake Kid. So that's actually gonna help pull these parties even here when Palom does get that very necessary spell.
That early access to powerful magic is definitely what makes Palom great.
Yeah, now mind you, I am on Team Rydia here, but it's more utility than anything, so...
Yeah.
We understand that every black mage...
Village.
We understand that every black mage has a place here. See, we can be friends. Yes, package was on Mount Ordeal schedule. Both of them through their respective Evil Wall fights here. So the big question is, who is waiting for us on the top here? And are
Tella
both
and
of them...
Cecil would be pretty spicy.
I was about to say, are both of them Hope and Tella? No, it's Kane number 3 here. Also going to show us Dark Imps in the Golbez spot at Dwarf Castle, so that's relatively free.
I think that's actually our 4th Kane, because we had Starting Kane, Mysidia Kane, and Kaipo Kane.
Oh, true, Kaipo Kane. Did forget about Kaipo Kane.
So we are 1 Kane away from a Dragoon percent seed.
And there's Tella, the man of the hour here. Especially if there's a Darkness Crystal here. Do either of them believe enough? Especially Zyrak, I would think here. Do you say, am I going all in on, yep, here comes Tella, there goes Rydia. Ooh, I mean, wait, what? Oh, both of them are doing it. And, yeah, both of them are taking their Tellas here. Much to my own chagrin, but...
And we've got 2 White Mages, 2 Dragoons, and a Sage on one side, and a Dragoon and an assortment of Mages on the other.
Yeah. Honestly, if I was Zyrak, I may have considered a second Kane, knowing I have another Dragoon Lance in my pocket.
Yeah, very good point.
However, we do have to get through an alt gauntlet.
Well, of all the places you can run into it, here's not terrible.
Yeah, true. Beer does have a couple of big bombs here, and one thing a few monsters in the Tower of Zot here do share. There are quite a few fire weaknesses out there. Ice beasts all over. However, both of them do have access to that Stardust Rod, even if they did knock down the Tella holding it on Beernerd's side here.
And we're neck and neck on this gauntlet, it appears.
Yep. We're still early, Maggie. I feel like this seed is definitely has a lot of good potential going on here. We haven't seen any... I think the rudest thing we've seen is Baigen so far, so... However, this is actually going to be a little bit of a blessing in disguise for both players here, as we are going to get the whole thing of this is free experience here. And unless there's a magma key hiding behind this fight, we've still got a hook road in front of us.
We still have a hook route. Maybe you don't have to worry about as many trap chests if you've got all this experience from the gauntlet.
Now, speaking of a fight you might want to Tela upright for. Thor Rage is getting through it, though.
Might want to take a second before throwing out the next one to heal, though.
Yeah, was that Fight 4 or Fight 5? I thought
that was Fight 4.
That was indeed Fight 4. Should still be okay. Bottom Kane is nearly topped off. Both roses are pretty full, and yep, there goes Kane. Yeah, Ground Flyer, again, it does depend here. I mean, for all we know, maybe it isn't Hook, but, you know, maybe it's a Darkness Crystal. A Darkness Crystal would be extremely spicy and would, both give them the potential of, D-Machines as well.
Yeah, have we seen Ether 2s yet?
I think we've seen Ether 1s. I don't think we've seen Ether 2s. Anyway, Beer Nerd is through. Zyrak has one more fight left to go.
And Rosa has learned to exit at this point.
Yes.
Fun fact, Rosa learns to exit when you acquire the character, not after you fight the boss.
Ah, I did not know that part, actually.
That is something I learned as part of the Push B to Jump Club.
Anyway, we're gonna get paid with a Darkness Crystal! Oh my!
You called it.
Well, that's a possibly required Darkness Crystal. And now we're gonna see if our runners have found Ethers or not. Zyrak a little more than Beer Nerd, but we've got Darkness Crystal. Do you commit to a D-Machine here and now?
Quite possibly. I'm sure Zyrak's next stop is going to be Mount Ordeals, though.
True, Zyrak does have to still get weak on the Tela.
Might also be racing the Lunar Whale to go do that character check.
True, but not sure what he'd be looking for. Maybe an edge? No, I mean, Zyrak does seem a little into the mage comp here. Of course, you know, if you get something like Hourglasses up on the moon here, which I believe can happen, but they've been pretty rare on these flags.
Yeah, Hourglasses would be nice. There's a decent chance they could be over in Evelyn Cave, since I believe there's 2 good items guaranteed to be found in the item shop there in these flag sets.
True. Meanwhile, Beer Nerd taking the whale for a spin and landing right there. So I'm interested to see Beer Nerd's MP situation. Yeah, nobody's been to Evelyn, actually.
And Beer Nerd did not reset before starting the manipulation, so probably going to be disappointed once they head over to the Giant.
Zyrak's going straight for the Crystal Palace. Wants to see the character. Not happy with the party yet?
Yeah, I'm 99% sure the Beer Nerd did not reset before starting the D-Machine manipulation.
I did not see a reset. Well, that is a Porom on the moon there.
We've got 2 roses. We've got exit. I don't think we need Porom at this point.
I'm pretty sure they're just gonna throw her onto the whale and say, wait for us, drive us home. Just in case we find Bacchus up here.
Zyrak is going to show us the Hummingway shop.
At these levels, Crystal Sword Altar is a pipe dream unless you hit something like King Queen Eblin. We do find sirens, however. We do have sirens on the moon, so alternative grind is go. Saying 7 sirens, no more, no less.
I just feel bad for beernerd right now, because he's going to be so disappointed when he gets this encounter and it's not what he's expecting.
Yeah, now full disclosure here, I am in the camp of have not looked up the newfangled D-Machine grind here. I'm assuming the Sword Rat and 3 Imps encounter was the one that beernerd did once. But apparently does have to be a full reset after it.
Yeah, so the short version is it's similar to the classic D-Machine grind, where you reset the game in order to get a fresh random seed, and then you can do some step counting to figure out how many encounters you need to do at Baron before you can manipulate the equals to have the D-Machine fight be the next encounter you run into in the Giant.
Ah, okay.
And we have to do it this way instead of the more D-Machine manipulation of running away from encounters in the Giant, because we have the E can't run flag on.
Yes. Well, meanwhile, Zyrak heading down to Cape Eblin here. Finds a Gungnir immediately. Still only 1 Kane in the party.
Yeah, that's just going to be money.
Quite a lot of money at this point here.
Yeah, definitely good money.
Coffin's Hourglass 2's Cave Eblin got some spice to it as well here.
Yeah, we've got value in Cape Eblin. We could totally go do a gold dragon or 2 with those hourglasses, but
yeah,
we want to have wheat first just to make it doable in a reasonable time frame.
Zyrak sells off 1 X-Scowl, and I kind of kicking myself because 2 X-Scowl, Zyrak was almost definitely looking for a Cecil there.
Yeah, an Edge would also be a good one for the ability to throw those holy swords around.
Yeah. I mean, Fluffy Mittens, if you're looking to scramble eggs, we already have Canes and Dragoon Lances. That's all you need to scramble eggs right there. Zyrak might be looking for a fight here. Opening chest with Wild Abandon, not looking for Stoneman. Apparently the reset also didn't matter. A lot of interesting information here. We have D-Machines over there. More importantly, we have Asura, which is by no means free at the Rubicon spot. But there's a Cecil. At this point, a Dark Knight Cecil. Does Zyrak reset and pick up a Paladin? Or exit in this case.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, I'm a bit of a Cecil fan. You've got an Excalibur, I would probably try it. I'd feel better about it if we had a Cursed Ring, so we could keep this agility low until we're ready. Oh, and we're getting rid of Tella, apparently.
I'm going to guess that is pretty much completely on the fact that Zyrak did find Sirens. So, does note that D-Machine no longer needs to happen here.
Yep, and we can get some pretty free grind fights with those hourglasses we picked up as well.
Yep, speaking of here, beernerd cruising right through the D-Machine fight here. I wasn't even thinking about it. I mean, has 2 roses to Psych MP away from as well here, so...
True, Psych is one of those spells that I just keep forgetting about.
So the thing is, beernerd's party, gonna see that Cecil, gonna go, oh darn, but when you've got 2 near max level Canes, now actually, now that I think of it, both of them did hit the treasury, so beernerd would have Excaliburs in his pocket, and actually, even this early in the seed, picking up a Cecil wouldn't be completely out of the question just due to the catch-up mechanics at this point.
And question from chat, yes, Dark Knight Cecil is your required anchor character. He is in the party.
Yeah, there are some strategies that actually revolve around just keeping a Dark Knight Cecil around for the whole fact that he doesn't have nearly good as well. I mean, I can't remember his agility growth here. However, Zyrak going to have a much happier time here on Ordeals, because we do have a fully armed and operational Quake Kid.
Yeah, Karate Man stands no chance.
Looking back to the D Machine grind here, Rosa might have taken a physical hit there.
Yeah, I think we probably want to take a turn or two to heal before we pull up the next dragon.
Yeah, I did see a sight coming out on one of the Roses here. Got some Cure Teas getting thrown. Meanwhile,
that
down
Nylon Z
goes
goes down
Nylon.
very fast.
So now you're Zyrak. You have access to Hourglasses, Excalibur, Sirens, Darkness Crystal, and the Moon. Do you go up to the Moon and start grinding?
Is there a good grind fight on the moon that is vulnerable to coffins? Because I'm pretty sure that the gold dragons are not susceptible to them.
Warlocks will die to coffins.
Alright, so if you can siren out some warlocks, then that might be a good way to go. These warlocks are also susceptible to mute bells, which makes them pretty free.
Yeah,
You
mute
could use the
bells, coffins, hourglasses. I mean, Zyrak does have good high-powered weaponry with Cecil and Kane in there that they could knock some down here. Anyways, yep, there's the week going out in the Searcher. Just how much XP did Beer Nerd get here? Casual looks like 470,000 or 430,000?
439,000. So
Okay.
440.
440, yep.
Close enough.
Enough I saw both Roses picking up Cure 4 and Life 2, it looked like. Yep, there they are.
Yeah, so those roses are practically endgame ready.
Yep, no need for any more grind here. Tella has done his job. And now begins the warping out of the giant. I mean, it's still very early in the seed here. At the very least, there is one high XP spot left in their immediate future, in this case being the Crystal Sword Altar, unless they get all of the other objectives here. The seed is still at 45 minutes coming up here, still young.
I'm really curious if he's going to take that Cecil.
That's an extremely good question. The other question is, does Beer Nerd just say, I really didn't want to go this route anyway, let's go to the moon? And judging by that rest in the Lunar Whale, that might be exactly what Beer Nerd is thinking. To be extremely fair, no, that's just a rest. I may have spoken a little too soon.
Yeah, looks like we're gonna converge back on the hook route.
Yeah, we're gonna see a tale of two fights here. I don't know if either one of them have anti-mage weaponry. I know they both do have enough star veils where it shouldn't matter.
I'm pretty sure Beer Nerd bought a mute knife.
Ah, yes, actually, yeah, one of them did, and it was probably Beer Nerd there. Though, to be fair, I mean, Cecil's probably actually better off swinging that X-Gal if it's Cecil. Does get the news of coffins, hourglasses. Beer Nerd actually still does not know that sirens are on the moon. So did not know the alternative grind was available.
That did a pretty expedient job on those D machines, and probably doesn't have to worry about it too much anyway.
Oh, absolutely. That was a very clean D machine grind.
Zyrak is looking for Mad Ogres, find Ogres.
Yeah, level 1 Cecil. More importantly, 10 hourglasses down there. Why not? And like I said, Bacchus is not really going to be too much of an issue with both parties having access both to 2 roses here. So they're going to have all the berserk they need off of Cass, especially with both of them really only rocking 2 physical fighters here.
Yeah, and we see that life glitch getting deployed for that bit of experience boost.
Yeah, Cecil's actually going to get a minor slingshot here over on Zyrax and being just level 1 here. And does get the full complement of life glitches off on these Mad Ogres here. So, gonna get through this, gonna get a decent shot of the arm XP. Gonna have a little bit of a time on Asura still, but that's more just because it's Asura, and at that spot, she's a little rough.
Yeah, Cecil getting 20 levels, he is caught up. And we are just missing a cane for a Cecil, it looks like.
I get it on Beernerd's end, if just for the whole, his second cane didn't really have a great, weapon there, and actually by the looks of it, and by Cecil getting all that sweet gear, this is a Cecil that is not going to be, down on the floor.
Yeah, could be aiming for that nice level 45.
Not exactly sure why he kept Tella at that point, honestly. If just because Tella's main function after this as an anchor, not really going to happen with Cecil around.
Tella can still cast Warp.
True, Tella still can cast Warp, and Dwarf Castle is a thing. Thank you for reminding me. They both might have got rid of... Well, I mean, Beernerd got rid of Iridia. Zyrax still has a Palom.
Yeah, Palom learns it around level 30-ish, I think.
29 or 30, one of the two. Anyway, Mom Bomb, first fight here in the King's Benevolent slot, and extremely rude because all Mom Bomb does is punch, and this spot is pretty darn good at punching.
Yeah, it's fast, it's physically powerful. We see the Silk Web going off, we see some Blink spells.
Yeah, with Blink over there on the Quake Kid, everything should be fine. Did not get a Berserk onto the now dead Cecil. Gonna have to pump some damage out pretty quick. Meanwhile, Beernerd right there as well. Does have D-Machine levels under his belt. So here comes Kane. And Cecil's still level 1, so effectively anchoring at this point still. Meanwhile, we do get to the explosion. Not much going on there. That Quake came out too early, though, because it's going to get one bomb.
Yeah, if Palom can survive this onslaught of bombs, I think Zyrak hasn't.
Yeah, Zyrak still actually does have hourglasses in the pocket still. Those would also be quite effective, but here comes the Quake. Everything's fine.
Yeah, these count as regular enemies. Like you said, Hourglass would make this easy. But, he is through.
And now for the rude part of this. This is Asura. This is, while very manageable, and Asura can only really kill you if you force her to kill you. You've still got to chew through a lot of hit points here. to be setting up the Star Veil on 2 party members?
The first item is a Silk Web, which is curious. Is it
Ah.
maybe just to buy some time in case, though, the Star Veil on Asura wears off?
True, true. Now, I didn't know this until I ran into it quite some time ago, actually. But I believe it's somewhere in the 17,000 hit point range, where Asura's Cure 4s, if she does get one on herself, will overflow and heal her MP.
That's cool. That's not a thing I knew about.
Yeah, I cannot remember. I just remember I ran into it while I was still a newbie runner in Free Enterprise on this exact fight, and I ended up kind of getting a little bit of a blue-face lock with a Berserk Mute Dagger Cecil. But all I had was a Tela to dispense a wall, so the wall ran out. I saw a Cure 4 go off on her. I'm like, oh no, 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 so I had to switch her face back again. But when I went back through it, yeah, Asura, I cannot remember what exactly. I know it's in the 17,000s, but at some point, the Cure 4 will just start targeting her MP.
This is a wonderfully coded game, isn't it?
Yes, it is. For all that, I said on the grind here, got Rosa casting wall manually, but the big shots to Asura right now are coming by virtue of Quake Kid until he died, at least. And the Cecil actually being of higher level on Zyrak's side. I haven't actually seen Kane. There, okay, never mind. There's 2,000 shots from Kane right there.
Yeah, it looks like both of our runners have this pretty well under control. Except for
both
on Zyrak's side.
Yeah, both of them will get through this fight fairly quickly, even with the rather massive level advantage on beernerd's side right now. Although that is the power of Excalibur right there, a level, I believe, 22 Cecil is hitting just as hard as a double his level Kane at the moment.
Yeah. So, if you're Zyrak, where are you going next? I don't think that Palom is high enough level to know work yet.
That's a good question. However, he does have Sirens, and while that Palom is not high enough level to grab Quake immediately, I do believe does have a Dragoon Spear. Just get in there, smash an egg or two, and then with no other underground items from either one of them, I believe that would be the point in time to... yeah, I would actually force Dwarf here. 2 levels from Palom.
Pop that Siren and the XP you need.
Pop the Siren, get a little bit of XP.
Both of our runners are through almost neck and neck.
Yeah, the difference in their party right now is a Tela that's gonna fall off a little bit, and a Quake Kid that's gonna continue being a major force here. Are we gonna get the peek at the boss here? Zyrak runs by, does not see the boss at the top of the tower. But this is, do we want Tela's utility or do we want Quake Kid's raw power? That's an Octomam at the top of tower. Yeah, I think if Rivers was here, he could explain the Asura thing just a little bit more than me. I was a little confused when I was pretty sure that Asura had, at least on screen, healed for 10,000 hit points that I did not have accounted for. Anyway, Zyrak landing immediately in front of Dwarf. I think I got a glimpse of Palom's level. I want to say it was 28.
So, might get the XP needed from the bosses here.
Yeah, I was about to say, probably going to go save, yeah, that's 28, and if Palom's at 28 and he's standing for both bosses, that should get him to 30 by the time this is over. Yeah, I say,
That's Mylon and friends.
Yeah, that's Mylon and friends, and actually, in parties, once again, just because it's Mylon and friends here, that's actually still advantage Zyrak, or more actually advantage Palom here, as one Quake's going to wipe all those little guys, and leave Mylon open here. Whereas, and you know, it's just a few actions here, but when you don't have to waste 4 attack commands killing and friends of Mylon. Did unfortunately get to the drains there, but
Quick.
yeah, pretty much what I was saying is just between the usefulness of Palom and, yeah, Tella's there for utility, but the power of the Quake Kid is something that's gonna keep them very even, honestly. There's the 2 levels, there's Warp. Quake Kid does have his Warp.
There's the Dark Imps we saw.
Well, there's a ninja. I haven't seen any good ninja blades. However, beernerd says, I don't even want his stuff. Get out of here. I would have taken
that
his
demon
stuff.
had a lot of money.
Yeah. Zyrak taking a little bit longer to think about it. Gonna drop a Rosa. Without Bacchus? So there was a Masamune in the ogre chest. Okay. That means Zyrak now really wants to find some Bacchus. But Masamune Edge is hard to pass up. Also explains why beernerd did it, because I know I saw beernerd skip the Mad Ogre chest.
Beernerd just ran straight down the route, didn't stop for anything.
Yeah. So now the divergence with our parties gets wider and wider. That's required, actually. That's a twin harp.
That is super required.
So we have access to 2 of our 4 objectives here. And one of them actually being, there's Bahamut. Take that, Radiators. Best spell.
Pretty good spell.
Sorry, I have to do that every time people throw away Radias and buy Bahamuts.
You know, that's fair. Beernerd apparently not even going to check the shops here in Dwarf Castle.
No, I think Beernerd's found just about everything he wants to find there, with 2 Roses, 2 physical attackers, and some guy named Tella. I'm kind of, well, I mean, Curse Ring wouldn't really do much unless you plan on throwing it on Cecil there. Yeah, that is Go mode, actually. Now that I think about it, yeah, they are in Go mode. I wasn't even thinking about, that's Dwarf Castle, because we just finished one with both of them. That's the Twin Harp.
And
that
Crystal Sword
actually,
Ultra is a build for both of them.
yeah, that actually puts beernerd's grind way ahead now.
Beernerd is first to Magnus Cave, it looks like. They're spending quite a bit of time in menus adjusting accessories.
Yeah, that's, it looked like they were throwing he was throwing iron rings on. Definitely just, really wants to, looks like wanted to, go immediately into, the fight and just end it. Meanwhile, Zyrak found Bacchus wines, exactly what he needed.
Stocks up. And are we gonna have the seat validated?
Not yet. Could be. Finds a lunar staff. Good for that Rosa. Probably was hoping for another, either a longsword or a ninja sword, if I had to guess. Says, I have no time for this. I have go mode, and I need to run. Which, right. I mean, to be fair, totally felt. Zyrex looking for more stuff here. Dive and Fey March. Checking the objectives, and, oh, I see what's going on here. Zyrex putting his party to 1 hit point to flatten them much easier when the Dark Elf fight starts there.
Yep, that's actually pretty reasonable.
I mean, I know chat wants their job dwarf. I will say, as being in the exact same position Zyrex was in yesterday, you ain't got time for that job dwarf.
I think it's time for us to be quiet for a moment.
It absolutely is, actually. DJ Spoony Bard coming up next year.
Edward is the opera tonight.
I was about to ask you if you possibly sang opera, but anyway, here come the re-equips. We don't know what he's me changing into right now. Just some turtle.
We've got strong attackers, we've got Poda Rage, this is pretty free.
Yeah.
You know, much nicer spot for the turtle than, like, Cave Bahamut, for example, or Elements.
Absolutely. Now, one thing I did not completely consider, and even though, and actually, now that I think about it, that Cecil on Beer Nerds isn't going to be launched as quickly as we think he is, because while average party level will go so far, that Tella didn't get that grind either, so...
the median level, I think, is still high enough that should work.
Yeah, got a Protect Ring, and honestly, this is, now neither of them are going to have 10 key items. And I don't think that the Crystal Sword Altar is going to put Beer Nerd entirely where he wants to be with that Cecil level.
Yeah, but a Siren or two on the moon will take care of that.
Let's hope he checks the Hummingways then. Because he has faded every underground shop, it looked like.
Very true.
We're going to Mount Hobbs.
I like Moses' comment in chat about serenading the job dwarf.
Well, I mean, we could still find Job Dwarf. He could be the final boss. Beer Nerd takes...
He's a thing?
Yeah. I'm sorry, say again?
Is Job Dwarfmas a thing?
Job Dwarfmas is exactly a thing.
Nice.
Yeah, you're actually, as chat's going on, yes, you are actually locked in the room with the Dark Elf spot there. You could try to walk out, but the script is not having it. Apparently, for some reason, Edward just does not want to play his harps for 2 hours straight, wondering if you got the job done.
Yeah, there are some shenanigans with push B to jump that can get around that, but we don't have that on in this tournament. It's a silly flag.
Yes. Beer Nerd, however, is landing right outside the Hummingway Cave. is going to be pleasantly surprised by the presence of sirens here. And picks up 3 of them, and more Star Veils.
Have enough Star Veils.
No, I have my favorite Receive Sprite, and it has been none of them that have been mentioned here. I have only seen her once, and I lost my hard drive with the picture of her. But my favorite Threemus sprite, everybody, is the Mana Goddess from Legend of Mana, actually.
I think Pasmus is a sprite. I think I've seen that once.
Meanwhile, beernerd getting the news about Porom on the moon.
Yeah, probably not taking her.
Almost looked like he was going to take her for an anchor there, but
Cecil.
Mm-hmm. I mean, pass a Crystal Sword Altar really doesn't do much, because as soon as both of the runners do clear the Crystal Sword Altar here, both of them will immediately lay claim to that crystal, and it's off to the Threemus races then.
Yeah, beernerd definitely has a slight advantage from that level grind, but if it's a free boss, Iraq might be able to keep up.
Yeah, it just kind of comes down to Dwarf Castle is probably the worst place, given that it was objective-based, for that Twin Harp to be. Zyrak needed to kind of guess a little bit better to get more time on that that grind there to catch up. Meanwhile, beernerd's taking the Warlocks here, and Zyrak is really hitting it here for the objective. Now, well, let's put a little what if here. Both of our parties have a Cecil as the anchor here.
Alright.
So what happens if we get our a little more than our daily allotment of vanilla, and Wyvern just happens to be roosting in his vanilla spots?
That's gonna suck a bit. Vanilla Wyvern is not always kind, but hopefully those Cecils will have enough hit points to survive. Not Zyrax, he's too low level, but after this grind, beernerd has a good chance of surviving a Mega Nuke at that spot.
Yeah, it's Mega Nuke has a lot of variants. I've seen way too much of it in Cataseeds. But yeah,
that is a fight that I'm not willing to try.
Yeah, that is, oh, there we go. There's some leg. That's actually gonna be a little bit of a problem here for Team Zyrak here, as Rubicon is not exactly gonna be pulling his punches here, or his glares for that matter. Oh no, I guess he will be pulling his glares. He won't be pulling his punches.
Yeah, the magic attack spot power is here is not great, so those fire 2s are... Yeah, this is a pretty okay spot for Rubicon.
Yeah, it's pretty okay. He is still going to punch like a truck. There we go. There's 1800 on the punch there.
The back row protected Rosa.
I believe I thought the Rubicon was open cloak, glare, close cloak, 1 round punch, 1 round double punch.
That sounds about right.
Now, Quick Kid is still at least keeping damage going here.
Yeah, Cecil was tanking at least.
Oh, there we go. There's a Moon Veil. Well, I know that will stop Rubicon from punching him in the face. I'm not entirely convinced that's going to stop him from getting glared / fire 2 /
Well, should reflect the fire 2 at least, but the glare I'm not so sure about.
Yeah, there's the double punch.
Cecil getting ready to go to town.
Yep. It's gonna be starting to take, well, actually, no, has that wall up. Stop fire, too, from killing him here.
Huh, Rubicon did not absorb the fire.
I believe Cloak Closed Fire actually hurts him. I'm pretty sure he only absorbs fire when the cloak is open. Ruby's a weird boss.
Yeah, I've never tried casting fire against the Fiend of Fire, so... not what I expected.
That said, Zyrak is making fairly good time through this fight here. Gonna be rewarded with the crystal, however, even if another key item comes down here. Actually, might want to be hoping for a key item at this point. If you get key item number... Well, actually, you're going to be guaranteed a 7th one in the crystal. If you get key item 8 here...
You could then try your luck at the Lunar Dragon's altar and see if you can get your way to 10.
Yep, but that's already arrows, while usually fairly good. Not what you want to see here. Zyrak is first to hit go mode here, but is definitely pretty far behind in the grind category.
Yeah, Rosa learns white over on Beernerd's side, and Cecil is at that magic level.
So, you're Zyrak, you do not have access to weak. What's your grind here? Do you go back up for Warlocks, or are you trying for some boss locations?
Does he have hourglasses?
He does have hourglasses.
Gold dragons. You've got a Dragoon Spear Cane.
You do have a Dragoon Spear Cane, yes. Yep, here come the Sirens. It's going to be hourglasses and Dragoon Spear Cane.
So we're at grind time versus Rubicon fight time, and that will determine who gets his Threemus first.
Yep. Gonna bring those boxes up. Gonna let Kane have at it. Gonna be interesting to see. Oh, that's actually a good question here. With this life coming out on edge here, Zyrak is down to 6 life potions. Is going to be relying on Rosa for life glitching here.
Yeah, life potions are cheap and you're going to use a lot of them. I try to always buy at least 20 or 30.
Yep. 90,000 experience a shot, so to match the D-Machine grind here, that's going to be 5 encounters of gold dragons here, which actually will probably be faster than the D-Machines, but I think beernerd build up a little bit more of a lead otherwise. It just kind of comes down to how fast beernerd can take down this Rubicant.
Yeah, I think Zyrak does have the stronger party, though.
Yeah, Zyrak does have the stronger party when it does come time for Threemus here. I think we got a race on our hands here.
You've definitely got a race.
Yeah, Zyrak will have faster damage on Threemus, just based on the fact that Masamune Edge is still Masamune Edge. Rose is at 1500. Your physical attackers are starting to get up there. Palam's kind of an afterthought here if I'm Zyrak.
Yeah, Nuke is nice, but not strictly required with 3 Berserkers.
Yeah.
Yeah, this grind is going super quick.
Yep, Rubicon goes down on the third gold dragon here. Another 90,000 and about 2 levels across the board. Life 2 on Rosa. What equipment does Zyrak have?
They both have that protect ring from Magnus Cave. If you throw that on Rosa, she might be able to go in a little bit under-leveled and still do a decent job.
I said the same thing this morning. I did a table flag seed, went in with a crystal ring ribbon Rosa, still took a 2200 Big Bang. It's just a weird move. Wow, Kane putting out one-shots on gold dragons now.
Yeah, those damage multipliers are a thing. Runners are about to high five as beernerd is booking it for the Lunar Core.
Cyrac thinking about going there, takes one more Siren here. I don't completely blame him. I probably would have taken one more here. Rose at about 2,000. But I think Cyrac is probably going after this fight.
Yep, and Cyrac throwing that coffin on Cecil, keep him at 28 agility.
Yep, does have the magic number there. Meanwhile, with beernerd racing towards the core here, I believe we see the flags out, and I believe we have a question we need to be asking very soon here.
Yeah, one of the cool things about this game, one of the many cool things about this game is, while we don't throw Zeromus in the regular boss pool, we do give him some randomization of his own. With over 450 sprites from our art lead Scalakitty, time for us to ask, are we getting the kick tonight?
That is a wonderful question. Cyrac going in for a save. Looks like beernerd is going to have... does have an apple to throw to Rosa as well. Looks like beernerd's going to have a solid, roughly 1 minute lead here. Let's see. We're going to have...
And to answer Lord Gugubu's question, the answer is 5. Goosemas was very vicious earlier this week.
There's an interesting thing. Cyrac will be able to Bacchus all 3 fighters, and very quickly, beernerd has 1 Bacchus to his name, although only 2 fighters in which to use it on.
But you've got 3 Berserk casters. Tella's not going to be doing a whole lot else of use other than casting that Berserk spell. Maybe throwing a virus to try and nerf a Big Bang.
Yeah. That is, am I looking at Earthworm Jim here?
Yeah, that could be Queen Slug for a butt.
Yeah. Alright, so as I just posted there, beernerd has entered with a roughly 1 minute and 8 second head start on the Zeromus fight.
This is anybody's game. As chat points out, Cyrac has the offense, beernerd has the defense. Thank you for the correction, Scala. I will attempt to use her royal title in future reference.
Anyway, we are off. The Bacchus are flying. Palom is throwing the Silk Web here. First Cure 4 going out for beernerd after the first Big Bang here. Gets a really good nuke there, hitting the Palom. Palom taking it like a champ. Might actually survive the Big Bang after this.
Yeah, Palom, he's a tenacious kid. We see Slow getting reflected onto Slugmas. That's unexpected. Did we find Silk Webs somewhere? I thought we did.
We did find Silk Webs, and I don't know if, I know Cyrac totally tossed the Silk Web. They were in Fabul, yeah, they were definitely in Fabul, and I kind of could have swore I saw both. Yeah, he's got Silk Webs right there. Throwing out another one here. Going for some reflected whites as well. Looks like Cyrac just might be going pure Berserk here. does give, Now here's the thing, is spell animations are actually a little bit slower here. I'm not sure, I mean, if you're Zyrak at this point, you're pretty much just in, sit back and watch the Berserkers happen here.
Yeah, just keep Rosa on hand to keep everybody healthy. And occasionally have Palom cast a spell if he has the chance.
Yeah.
But this is super exciting. I have not seen a race this close.
Yeah, and here's actually where Zyrak is going to catch up, as Black Hole just came out on beernerd's side here. beernerd will have to manually use roses to re-berserk up here. While Zyrak has still plenty of Bacchus to go around still. And yeah, I think PMA K-Foul said it best here. I think Zyrak may have pushed phase before that black hole came out. May be in the damage lead. It's close. I have not been counting.
Yeah, I've been trying to just keep up with what's happening on both screens, and here comes Big Bang for Zyrak. Palom's almost certainly going to go down. Edge is going to get low, but
yep,
everybody else should be okay.
Wow, that almost toppled top Rosa there for beernerd. Just survived by about 90 hit points there. Black Hole coming out on Zyrak's side. Manually berserk Cecil here. Another Black Hole coming out on beernerd's side. Kane might drop to that nuke. Ooh, just hanging on.
That extra Dragon Page just saved Kane.
Yep. Oh wow, we're to rocks already. It is going to wipe Kane, however... However, to the point where both roses are down on beernerd's, it looks like Zyrak has brought it back here. Just a couple more swings, and
yeah, this is super intense.
And there's the flash, there's the bang, and I believe we are official here. Zyrak brings it back here. The Edge recruit likely being the difference, as down goes Threemus with an official time of 1 hour, 24 minutes, and 22 seconds.
Yeah, that was a very good race.
And Zyrak punching his ticket to the Hook group, or not Hook, but Magma
group.
Taking beernerd with him.
Which means I think I have slightly better odds in Hook group because I don't have to worry about running into Zyrak now.
Unfortunately, I get to be visited by both of these two, who are extremely strong runners here. Another Big Bang coming out here. Cure 4 at the ready, but yeah, a stacked Magma group gets even more stacked here with both of these two runners coming in. And I believe, let's see here...
Might be having some technical issues with voice on Zyrak's side. Oh, here we are. We are joined by Zyrak, tonight's winner. GG, welcome to the Magma Group.
Thank you very much.
So the first thing I want to point out is that you entered the Threemus fight a minute and 8 seconds after beernerd got in.
Yeah.
And the big thing between both of your runs is beernerd still carting around that Tella, did a D-Machine grind, and we might have thought it might have been over pretty quickly, as we do see rocks coming out on beernerd's side. That fight is pretty much over, but Yeah, your recruitment of Edge and everything just worked completely out for you. So congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah, it was. There was a little bit of luck involved in that. Happy with my decision making overall. If the seed had stretched out to be longer than it was, the D machine grind, presumably, assuming beernerd would have done it at about the same time, probably would have. I would have been losing time throughout the entire seed. So probably having it finish as quick as it did was probably in my favor.
And speaking of finishing, we've got beernerd through Zeromus with a final time of 1 hour, 26 minutes, and 38 seconds. Very close race. But yeah, this was neck and neck the whole way. What were you thinking as you were going through the seed?
The seed was... So my thought through the whole thing at the beginning was just... Man, there's a lot of easy bosses off the table after the first 6 or 7 boss fights. So that was like, whatever's at the crystal altar spot could be really, really nasty, potentially.
Yeah.
So I was a little worried about that. But then when Go Mode showed up, I was like, this basically either has to be, beernerd unfortunately skipped Earth and I'm just way ahead, or this is going to be neck and neck and I don't really know which it is, so better go fast.
You both did Earth and you were there at the same time. You did Dwarf at about the same time. It was pretty neck and neck this whole time. Music was one after the other.
Yeah, it was definitely nerve-wracking for sure. I was definitely watching the race chat for the dot done while I was grinding and while the Z fight was going on. When I saw that black hole, I was like, oh my god, my DPS is going to slow down so much. Yeah.
It was one of the big things where actually it helped you that you actually did go to Tamra. You found the Bacchus. beernerd was going with a little... did still have the 2 roses, actually, which means you definitely had the higher DPS potential at the Zeromus fight, and it was... and it did kind of show there. Oh.
Yeah. I might have been inclined to not check for Bacchus wines as well, had I still had 2 roses. But because I didn't, I figured I had 3 shop checks on the map still where they could be. I decided that I was going to invest the time in seeing if they were there, and thankfully for me, they were.
That was a good gamble.
Yeah, it was definitely what paid off for you. Yeah, you two were around you two, if you weren't like going after the same check, you were constantly retracing each other's steps up until the D machine grind. And then that's what did that. Also, we are joined by beernerd as well. There we go.
Hello.
beernerd, GG. An incredible race by both of you, honestly. Just really, we thought you might have had it. You were definitely first into the Zeromus fight by roughly a full minute. We thought that D machine, that really, really clean D machine, might have been what did it. But yeah, the Zeromus fight just went a little smoother for Zyrak there. But kind of give us a little bit of general thoughts about what you ran into.
Yeah, that was a really rocky Zeromus fight. Because I feel I need to work on that. It just everything was about a half a turn off. It felt the whole time.
Yeah, it definitely seemed a little bit like that. Now we both it's kind of a question of both of you here. Now we did say, hey, there's that Tella and Zot that both of you went for. Who's gonna go D machine? Who's gonna do whatever else? And Zyrak pitched that Tella as soon as, because he jumped the moon, saw the sirens, and said, "Okay, we're done here. Give me that quick." Or actually, was it quick? Yeah, no, it was Cecil. He threw Tella away for knowing that sirens were available on the moon.
I guess I planned on doing D Machine Grind because I'd seen a lot of free bosses on the overworld and assumed that the path to the underworld through Hook would probably be a difficult one. It's a bit of a gamble. I don't know if it worked out or not, but
You were both underground, like 10 each other. You definitely had a smoother fight, but the power of Palin with Quake kept Zyrak competitive.
that makes sense.
Yeah, for me, part of what went into that decision making was I had 2 moon veils, so I knew that barring a couple of fights that they're not useful for, I knew even if I had a couple of tough fights, I could use those to get through them. So Tella's utility, other than the D Machine, I felt was pretty compromised with that item loadout. So once I knew I had Sirens, an Excal Cecil, and a Dragoon's Cane to go through the gold dragons on the moon, I was fine getting rid of them.
Yeah, it was, I mean, as it was said before, you two were, I mean, even with the D Machine grind, it was incredibly neck and neck between you two. I mean, it would be just kind of a treat just to go back through it for both of you. It was just extremely good play out of both of you, and I mean, both of you, I will be the first to extend you a welcome to the Magma group, both of you. It's a little crowded in here, but we might have something to say about that.
Well, watching the reveal show, there were a lot of people who called the Gilgamesh group as one of the tougher groups, and I'm glad between the 4 of us we managed to prove those people right. At least it was a fun group to play through for sure.
That's very true. I was really happy to be a part of it. Everybody was really great in our group.
Yeah, we've had a lot of good races this tournament from every group, and Gilgamesh is definitely one of the more stacked ones.
Yeah, this race absolutely proved that. I mean, what did we finish? Roughly, I mean, it feels a lot closer than that minute and some change going on there, and honestly, it was. I mean, you two are kind of in that rapidly growing group of people I want nothing to do with in that Magma group. Unfortunately, that Magma group is kind of stacked full of those people.
And I'll just be puttering along in Hook, trying to sneak through. But before we get ready for the next race, any final thoughts on the Siege from either of you?
I think we covered the basics. Good seed. A few little optimizations here and there I would like to have back, but otherwise I'm pretty happy with everything. GG, Beer Nerd. I knew this was going to be tough after your performance in the Fabul Gauntlet, so I'm glad to have taken a tough one off you, and good luck in Magma.
Hey, GG's. Hope to see you in Magma again.
All right, and those were our runners. Both very good job of completing the seed at a great pace. It's been really fun to co-commentator Nightdew, my restreamer Groundflyer, and our tracker/seed roller Maggie.
Hey, big thanks to everybody working on this. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, here.
Absolutely. A huge thanks to our Restream team and our administrators for getting this taken care of. And I believe what is being said here is stay tuned right here, actually. In the next, looks like top of the hour, we're going to take a small little break here. But it does look like we will have Zilch versus Zoe Vermilion happening here. Starting about the race should be starting about a quarter after. The stream should be starting there in about 10 minutes. So if you want more free Enterprise, you're going to get it.
That's right. Zoe has become a bit notorious for rolling evil seeds. Now they're going to face one of their own, because Alicel is probably going to be rolling that, and she enjoys watching runners suffer.
Absolutely. So any last thoughts on this, Pixel?
No, this was super cool. This was, like I said, one of the closest races I have seen, and this was fun to commentate.
Absolutely. Definitely one of the better ones I've commentated. Again, throw these two racers a follow, and watch out for them in Magma. I cannot stress enough just how competitive that Magma group is going to be. Even I'm scared. But this is Zima and it does bring out the best in a lot of us. So we hope to be, and even for the Hook group, it's going to be a dogfight down there too. And then these people just sipping whatever they are drinking up there, and the table's just watching us here.
Yeah,
we're
eventually
coming for you.
Inveterable's gonna come off of his throne and put us all in our place.
All right, I think that is about it for us there. Like I said, everybody stand by. We've got more free enterprise coming at the top of the hour. Other than that, have a good night, everybody.